Before we get started today, let's go on a quick nature walk. Alright, welcome back to the channel. I'm Coach Louis Stockley. I'm here as a part of Operation Dream Big with the goal to teach you how to stop self-sabotaging yourself and move into being successful and pursuing your dreams, because we all know that the biggest barrier to you getting to your dreams is you. You have this pain right now because you are stuck. You think that you're going to be stuck like that forever. Because you feel like you're going to be stuck like that forever, or that's just your lot in life, you've kind of given up. I'm going to be honest, you've quit. And that right there is the recipe for disaster. I did the same exact thing over and over and over again until I realized something. I had to look back into my past and all the victories that I faced and understand that I had those victories as opposed to losses because I didn't quit. One example of that was when I was on the track team in high school. I got to be on the track team for maybe an entire season, and I was really gung-ho about it because it was one of the first times that I really discovered a love for sports, just physical activity in general, movement. So I would train every weekend. My stepdad would be there with the timer as I ran around the track timing me, and we did this event that was called the 800. And this 800 is basically just 2 laps around a full-size track. You get to wear these shoes that have metal spikes in them. I felt excited about that because I always felt agile in those. I felt excited about feeling that adrenaline rush, feeling that wind rushing by my face, that flow that you get into. I loved everything about it. So on these track meets where teams get together and we compete on this event, coaches had always advised us to run at a certain pace for this. They said run at a moderately high pace for most of it, but don't turn on the afterburners, don't turn on the turbo until you get to that last maybe 25% of the race. That's where you want to try to leave the crowd and head for the finish. And everybody is going to sprint against each other to get to that finish line. But I instinctually, being the black sheep that I was, thought I would try it differently. I decided in the middle of doing an actual ranked race, I said, I'm just gonna go flat out at the line all the way through to the end. So 2 whole laps all the way through, just flat out. You're probably guessing what happened, but just in case, I will tell you. I made it the first 25 to 30% of the race in front of everybody the first time I tried this. But then after that, I was completely done. I don't know if you ever run your hardest and then seen what the aftermath feels like, but my lungs felt like they were bursting. I barely was able to walk across that finish line. It was a really, really slow jog. My legs were like jelly. I was wondering if I was gonna pass out. But for some reason, it didn't click to me to listen to the coach and follow his way. Something told me, let's try it again next time. So I went back to training for the whole week, did my practices at school, went to the next meet. This time, instead of making it just half of the first lap in front of everybody, I started to get even further ahead for longer. So I sprinted my hardest, got ahead of the entire crowd for maybe 75% of that first lap. Long story short, life happens. My stepdad left. I ended up having to quit sports altogether, get a job. Before all of that happened, I made it to second place after 2 laps. So I ran flat out the entire time. And by the time I started running out of steam, only one person passed me at the finish line. And then the next time that happened as well. I would have gotten to first place if it had kept going, but that was where I stopped. So I gained a valuable understanding that sometimes, even though people mean well, their ideas for you are not the right fit. You naturally, instinctually know what you need, and sometimes you gotta ignore everybody else and go for what you think is gonna work. Then, what I alluded to in the beginning, you will be victorious, you will be successful as long as you choose not to quit. If I had quit at any moment in trying this strategy of just running flat out from the beginning as hard as I could, I would have never realized that I kept stretching out my maximum each and every time I came on that track. So every time I went my hardest became even more productive just because I didn't quit. I didn't shut down. And I'm sure you in your life can look back and see that there are many moments in your life where you chose not to quit and you made it through the challenges that you were dealing with. That's what I want you to understand. You need to form this strong belief. This is the core foundation of the Dream Big mindset. That if you don't quit, it's inevitable that you will be successful at whatever you try to do. No matter how crazy your dreams are, no matter what anybody else says, no matter what doubts you have in your head, keep going. If you got some value from this, if this turned on some light bulbs for you, I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to share this video out and hit the notification bell while you're at it, because I drop a new video every day, and you never know which one is gonna be that video that creates instant awakening. The idea that one small piece of information was what you were missing all along. When you get it, you're able to launch yourself forward.